Hi everyone, this is Alice, and today I want to bring you inside a part of the sugar gliders world that most owners never get to see. A world where play isn't entertainment, it's survival. In the wild forests of Australia, Papua New Guinea, and Indonesia, sugar gliders spend their nights doing something that looks like simple fun. Leaping, chasing, hanging, wrestling, climbing, exploring new branches, testing new routes, but every one of those actions has a purpose. Play is their training ground. It's where they sharpen their instincts long before danger appears. Every glide teaches distance judgment. Every chase strengthens their coordination. Every playful wrestle improves their balance, grip, and reflexes. A sugar glider that doesn't play slowly loses the very skills that nature built into them. Now think about what happens in captivity. Inside a cage, no matter how big, there are no predators. No storms, no shifting branches, no urgent missions to find food before dawn. The world is safe, but also predictable. And for a creature built for survival challenges, predictability can quietly weaken the mind. That's why play becomes more than cute moments. Play becomes their connection to their wild intelligence. When you give a glider new toys, rotating challenges, tunnels, branches, climbing structures, you're not just decorating a cage. You're activating the survival circuits in their brain. Because gliders don't play for fun. They play to stay sharp. They play to stay confident. They play to stay emotionally healthy. And the signs are easy to see. A glider that plays every night explores more, eats better, bonds faster, and trusts deeper. A glider that stops playing often becomes fearful, aloof, or noisy, not because they're moody, but because their brain is searching for the challenges it evolved to overcome. And here's the part many owners never realize. Play is the first language of comfort. When a glider feels safe, they play. When a glider feels uncertain, they hide. So tonight, as we start this long documentary together, remember this. Every toy you add, every branch you offer, every new challenge you introduce, isn't just for fun. It's your glider's lifeline to the instincts that keep them mentally alive. Play is survival. And once you understand that play is survival, the next question becomes simple. What actually happens inside a sugar glider's brain when they play? And why does enrichment change their behavior so dramatically? Here's the part almost no one talks about. When a glider climbs, solves a puzzle, squeezes through a tunnel, or glides toward a new landing spot, their brain lights up with something called dopaminergic activation. That's just a scientific way of saying their brain rewards them for solving challenges. Every successful climb, every jump that lands, every aha moment inside a toy releases dopamine, the same chemical responsible for motivation, courage, and curiosity. And here's where captivity becomes dangerous. Inside a simple cage with no rotation of toys, no new smells, no new problems to solve. Dopamine levels drop, and as they drop, confidence drops with it. That's why some gliders become timid. Why some begin to bark more. Why others overgroom, hide, or even refuse bonding. It's not misbehavior. It's neurological boredom. Because a sugar glider without enrichment is a survivor without a mission. But once you give them toys, not random toys, but purposeful challenges, everything begins to change. A rope becomes a balance trainer. A tunnel becomes a courage path. A foraging box becomes a hunting ground. A spinning wheel becomes a cardio and muscle exercise. And their brain responds instantly. Within days, you will notice more confidence, less barking, faster bonding progress, higher activity levels at night, better appetite, more stable emotions. Because the moment you activate their mind, you activate their trust. In the wild, every night is unpredictable. In your home, you must recreate that unpredictability, safely, smartly, and consistently. That's what enrichment truly means. Giving them a reason to think, move, explore, and feel alive. By enriching their world, you're not only preventing boredom, you're strengthening the bond between you and your sugar gliders on a biological level, and why your cage setup can make or break their emotional stability. But for now, remember this. A thinking glider is a trusting glider. A challenged glider is a healthy glider. And an enriched glider is a happy glider. If enrichment fuels their brain, then their next instinct is to map their environment. Because every sugar glider, wild or captive, lives by one silent rule. Know the terrain before you leap. This is the part most owners never notice. The moment a glider enters a new cage setup, they don't play first. They don't explore first. They study. Watch them closely. Their nose twitches. Their whiskers sweep the air. Their head tilts left, then right. They pause, listening, measuring distance, memorizing shapes. They are building a mental map, a survival blueprint, a 3D model of their world inside their brain. And once that map forms, everything they do becomes smoother, safer, braver. But here's the twist. If your cage layout never changes, their mental map becomes static. And a static map leads to predictable routines, boredom, decreased exploration, slower bonding progress, behavioral stagnation. Because in the wild, nothing stays the same. Trees fall, branches shift, new paths appear every night. Your home must mirror that dynamism. So how does a glider build this map? They use 5 layers of instinct. 1, scent mapping. They rub their body, face, and chest glands on pathways they claim. For them, every scent trail is a breadcrumb of ownership. 2, height awareness. They memorize safe jump distances. Every landing spot becomes a green zone. Every risky gap becomes a red zone. 3, touch landmarks. Cork bark texture, rope fibers. Wood grain. They use touch to build a mental compass. 4, airflow detection. Gliders can sense tiny shifts of airflow. For them, wind direction means safety or danger. 5, sound signatures. They recognize the echo of each surface. Metal, wood, fleece, plastic. Yes, even echo is part of their world map. Now imagine what happens when you change just one thing inside their cage. A new rope, a new ladder, a new foraging box. Suddenly, their world updates. Their brain lights up. Their curiosity resets. Their trust in you increases, because you bring stimulation, not stress. This is why micro changes are powerful. New object, new nerve activation. New activation, new behavior. New behavior, fars deeper bonding. A glider that remaps its world becomes more adventurous, more emotionally stable, less fearful, easier to bond with, and surprisingly, more attached to you. Because in their mind, you are the architect of their universe, and they trust the architect who keeps their world alive. Now that their world map is alive, the next question becomes simple. Which instincts should we activate? Because a sugar glider isn't just a pet. They're a bundle of ancient survival behaviors waiting to be awakened, and every toy inside their cage triggers one of these instincts. Today, we break the system into 6 primal drivers. The core instincts gliders use every night in the forests of Australia, New Guinea, and Indonesia. Unlock these 6 and your glider transforms. 1, the climber instinct. Height means safety. In the wild, they climb vertical bark, twisting vines, rough branches. So when you add rope ladders, fleece vines, wooden bridges, sisal climbing nets, you give them a reason to move the way nature designed them. Every climb develops muscle memory, balance, and confidence. A glider that climbs is a glider that trusts its environment. The hunter instinct. Find it, chase it, capture it. Gliders hunt insects using stealth and accuracy. Inside the cage, we mimic that through treat puzzles, foraging wheels, hidden snack cups, scent-based treasure hunts. You're not feeding them. You're activating their predatory intelligence. This reduces boredom, chewing issues, and cage pacing. The jumper instinct. Measure, leap, land. Jumping is math. They calculate distance, angle, wind flow, and landing texture in under a second. Toys that trigger jumping include multi-level platforms, staggered perches, cube blocks, angled ramps. Every leap they nail adds +1 to their confidence bar. Every missed jump teaches them precision. This is instinct training, not playtime. And the nest builder instinct. Create safety with your own hands. Even in captivity, gliders want to build. Give them fleece scraps, dried leaves, mango, banana, guava, soft corn husk. Nest pouches with pockets. They will craft, rearrange, drag materials in and out. This activates their inner engineer and reduces anxiety dramatically. And the glide instinct. Escape through the air. Gliding isn't a trick. It's survival. If your cage setup allows controlled mini glides or large jumps between soft landing points, you recreate their natural escape system. Use high to low branches, long fleece vines, safe padded landing zones. A glider that practices gliding is mentally sharper and emotionally calmer. 6, the social instinct. Play is bonding. Play is communication. They chase, wrestle, nibble, chirp, and hang upside down together. So toys like hanging balls, small teddy bears, soft chew toys, spinning wheels, real exercise wheels, not hamster wheels, satisfy their need for contact and expression. When social instinct is active, fear levels drop, aggression decreases, and bonding with you becomes easier. Why these 6 instincts matter? Because a sugar glider living with all 6 activated becomes healthier, smarter, less fearful, more bonded, more playful, more confident, and far less destructive. Your toy setup becomes a full behavioral blueprint, like creating a miniature jungle inside their cage. Now that the 6 instincts are active, there's one more rule that separates regular owners from truly advanced glider parents. Never let the cage stay the same for too long. Sugar gliders get bored fast, not because they're demanding, but because their wild brain is built to solve new problems every night. This is where rotational enrichment becomes powerful. Every 3 to 4 days, change something inside their world. Not the entire cage, just 1 or 2 elements. Swap the ladder to a different corner. Move the fleece vines higher. Rotate the treat puzzle to a new spot. Add 1 fresh leaf bundle for nesting. Remove 1 toy and replace it with a new texture. These small adjustments trigger their search instinct. What changed in my environment tonight? And once they notice, they explore, investigate, climb, test, and rebuild their mental map all over again. This constant remapping keeps their brain sharp and prevents anxiety, chewing, cage pacing, and frustration. Rotational enrichment also strengthens your bond. Why? Because you become the one who brings new challenges, new adventures, new reasons for them to trust, explore, and engage. To a sugar glider, you're not just a caretaker. You're the architect of their world. Now that you understand rotational enrichment, let's build a simple weekly cycle that keeps your sugar glider mentally healthy, physically active, and emotionally balanced. Think of this as a 7-day rhythm. Not strict, not overwhelming, just a natural flow of small changes that mimic life in the wild. Day 1. Introduce 1 new toy, something with a new texture or sound. It could be a vine, a soft rope, a forage cup, or a small puzzle. Day 2. Shift the layout slightly. Move 1 branch, adjust 1 hammock, lift the fleece nest a little higher. Just enough for them to re-explore their territory. Day 3. Add a foraging challenge. Hide 2 small treats in different corners. Not sweets, but healthy bits like papaya slivers or apple nibs. Day 4. Give nesting materials, a few fresh leaves or clean fleece strips. Watch how they organize, rearrange, and build. Day 5. Rest day. No changes. Let them enjoy the system they built. Day 6. Light reset. Swap 1 toy out, bring 1 new object in. This keeps curiosity alive without overwhelming them. Day 7. Free choice night. No rotation, no puzzle. Just bonding time, tent time, pouch bonding, or shoulder climbing. Your presence becomes the enrichment. This cycle prevents boredom, reduces anxiety, and builds trust because your glider learns one thing. Every week life changes, but it always changes in safe, gentle, predictable ways. Like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss it. And thank you for being part of Glider Spot TV PH, where every glider's world becomes richer, safer, and happier.